Hi, Cole. How are you? Oh my God. My desk is a mess. Don't look over here. Let me just, let me just. Oh my God. Okay. Hi everybody. Hello. Um, Welcome to the stream. It's February, guys. We ran right through um January. Like it went by so fast. I think there was a lot of like big moments that were happening in January that were heavy on our hearts. If you know, you know, with all the protests and everything. So I don't know. It just felt like one hit after another and we just started the year. It's crazy. And now we're into February and 30 days from now we're going to be in March, and then like 3 months from that we're gonna be at this in the summer. Things go by so fast the older you get. It's crazy. It's crazy. They just go by so fast. um so I'm not crafting anything really. my my desk is just messy. So I got this little card, business card from Dragon Con. I didn't get to go to Dragon Con last year because we were unemployed, but maybe I'll be able to go this year if I am employed. So, job updates with me. I'm going to do a little like fleeting topics, personal updates with myself to talk about what's going on, where I've been. The reason why I haven't been posting as much, well, it started during Christmas, kind of. I think I got sick around that time. There was stuff happening. The holiday seasons were crazy, and then I fell off. And so now I've been building up my momentum again. Um, and trying to find games to play. So I'm actually on my boyfriend's streaming account to play this game. We're gonna be playing Dispatch. I'm very excited about that. But also I've been applying to jobs. Girl, I've been applying to jobs. I've been applying to jobs. And this is the nastiest job market ever. I think it hurts even more now because I'm an adult and I'm going through this. But we're about to hit a recession, and we've been through like two two or I've been through that I remember two recessions. I don't know if there was a recession in 2010. I don't know if there really was one. I think there was in like mid 2010 a little bit. And then unemployment rates dropped a lot in 2020 because of the big, corona. So, it's gnarly. As somebody who works in, like, I work in tech, it's bad. It's really bad. Amazon is looking to lay off, or if they haven't already, they laid off 14,000 people from their company. And one of the dream companies I wanted to work for, just laid off 800 employees in the field that I work in the field sector I work in tech. So I was like, holy cow, because the dream company that I wanted to work for, they've always been known like as respecting my field of work in the tech space and honoring that, and actually being the place where people go to retire. That's what they would advertise that company as. You go there and you're set for life. You like not like you don't want to leave. You can grow easily throughout the company. You go there and you're basically retired. That's the dream spot where you settle, right? And so in my mind I'm thinking, okay, so I don't have to worry so much about, worrying about like layoffs or anything like that, because it seems like the job security is a little bit stronger there and their teams are way more mature. Boy, howdy, was I wrong. Boy, howdy, was I wrong. Even one of the people I had talked to, um, who let me use one of her codes as a recommendation to try and get me into that company. She had gotten laid off. Yeah. And I've been trying so hard to get into this one company, y'all. I've been trying so hard. I even got an interview with them. Got passed with the recruiter, got in front of the hiring manager or the director of the department, and they were not gonna bring me on board. They didn't hire me. So I figured that was a sign. That was a sign that maybe I'm not meant to work there, even though that's the place where I want to, settle. I'm not meant to work there. But I'm still applying to jobs. It's a lot. I was watching a video by this content creator named Eli the Computer Guy. And it's good to listen to, like, I'm a realist when it comes to the job market, so it's important to look at trends and see where things are going so you're not blindsided. The first time I got laid off from my job, which was in 23, I was blindsided because I believed what my director told me, which was I don't see any layoffs coming down the pipeline. And that's what a director is supposed to say. That's what a higher up is supposed to say. Like, they're not supposed to sit there and tell you, yeah, girl, it looks like they're going to be doing some reorganization, you better go find you a new job. No, 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 they're going to lose their job if they say that, right? Um so now I've just been very particular in looking at trends and making sure I know what to expect and being like realistic about everything that's going on. What we're seeing, especially with these consistent layoffs, it's not just Amazon. Amazon is like a part of the FANG group. So that's Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, or Manga, if you want to add Microsoft in there too. Microsoft, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Apple. Okay. Anyway, I think what we have to realize is that there are a lot of changes happening, and a lot of these big tech companies are doing excessive layoffs, not because people aren't good at their jobs, but because they're trying to make more, make use those financial resources um to invest in artificial intelligence so that they can get to the point where most jobs can be automated, so that like the workforce that they let go is not for bad reason, it's rationalized. I hope that makes sense. The problem is with AI currently is that it can't run on an enterprise level. And so that's why a lot of these companies are laying off their workforce, because they want to keep putting research and studies and investments into AI so that it can run at an enterprise level, displace what, 30% of jobs. Personally, I feel like it's going to be more, and be the front runner or the ship gold standard of like the next big, industrial revolution in on the planet and in the tech space. Okay. um Now, how you want to feel about that, I'm just going to put my weight screen on, I have to go off camera. But how you personally feel about that as an individual, like if you are, you know anti AI, fight for the people, fight for humanity, or if you're pro AI in the name of efficiency, right? Things are going to be changing. And there has been this push for people to adapt. If you were to ask me my opinions on AI and just my opinion on tech in general, I've always felt like tech should not, like certain tools should not be used as the answer to the solution. I've always thought that those, like certain things, products, and tech should not be the answer to the solution. Excuse me. I've always felt like they should be tools to help you get to the right solution, if that makes any sense. I always like this idea that, tech is integrated into our life to make our lives easier, not a replacement for those who can't live their lives in the way that they want to. And it seems like, listening to a lot of, tech content creators that aren't trying to sell you courses and boot camps, but people who've been in the space for a very long time, talking 20, 30 years, tech reporters. Taylor Lorenz is somebody I also keep an eye on. It just keeps me very aware of how this job market is looking and what's actually going on. So on one end, I do believe that a lot of these, big tech companies are laying off their employees to put an investment in AI and do more studies so that they can get to a point where they can shrink their workforce. I am not for that. No, I'm not for that. And I'm still trying to figure out what new jobs are going to be created. But I also think that, and what this country is failing to address is that we are in really tough times. At the very least, the government is not being honest with the masses on how hard of a time we're having. Okay. I Instacart groceries and I saw that eggs were like $2.99 and that Tide laundry was like almost $20. And I don't know if that's like the upcharge for Instacart, right? Like I don't know that, but I just remember, and then also the local grocery store around me where I could just easily walk to is closed down. Um and I don't know. It's You even look at like cultural trends that are going on. There has been a push for, like, for example, Thin is back in. Thin is back in. And I feel like that was an indicator of like where we are going to be at socially and culturally because of the money that we don't have, in the 2010s, when money could be made, when there was money to be made, we were all for, thick body positivity, fat positivity, all of that, right? And in the 2020s, we entered into like being like super skinny and wanting to be skinny, almost unrealistically skinny, and doing anything to get there, even if it means taking, medication. And I feel like, Hollywood's going to say that's trendy now to be unrealistically skinny, right? But I also think it's a reflection of, well, we don't got it like that. We don't got money like that. Like, even the food I bought some chicken thighs the other day, scarce, not a lot of chicken thighs. And that could be due to, the tariffs that are going on, the tariff war. I'm not trying to sound like a bigot, but a lot of the people who are being deported are the same individuals who are known to harvest the crops here in America. Not all of them, okay, because there are people who are like legal American citizens, but usually how it works, because things are so globalized in America, is that it's not like non-US citizens are the ones who work the jobs under the table, like the construction and the farm jobs, the jobs that, American citizens, the same American citizens who are like, we don't want you in our country, go back to wherever, right? Would not do, would not touch with a 10-foot pole. You cannot convince me that John the cashier would be more than okay with working in an apricot field, picking apricots for $5 an hour. Like, you know what I mean? And so I think that also might be a reason too, is that like crops aren't getting harvested. Farmers are not making money anymore. And because food is globalized and we have a bunch of policies with other countries, we're getting less and less food. And culturally, like, the culture is going to tell you that it's cool to be thin, that thin is in because it's cool, it's trendy, and it'll be nefarious. And it started with like the BBL epidemic. Remember the videos about the BBL epidemic? I even did a video on it. And then it starts to get like, well, you need to just stop eating, you need to starve yourself, right? And they're saying, I feel like there's push for that type of mindset because resources are low right now. things are really tough. People can't get jobs. People can't find work. The people who can get jobs, they're doing well. But for a majority of folks like Gen Z, poor Gen Z, they are kind of going through what the millennials went through in the recession in 2008, fresh out of college, and they don't know where to find work. I think a lot of us are waking up and we're realizing, the corporate work structure is not working for any of us. Like, it's just not feasible anymore. Like, we can't work for free. Free internships, what? And then when we apply for jobs, entry level is asking for at least 3 years of experience. That's not entry level, that's like associate regular level. Huh? People who are should be paid their worth um are making significantly less than what they deserve, and things just keep getting more and more expensive and more pricey. And so I'm gonna do a quick story time because I had an interview with a company that asked me to do a challenge. It's not uncommon that certain companies ask you to do a challenge in order to apply for the job. All right. The problem is that more often than not, if you're doing a challenge, whether that be a technical challenge, a design challenge, whatever challenge it is, if that's what they're asking you at the front before you even talk to any hiring managers or any of that, that usually means that they're going to probably take your work. They're probably going to take your work and not hire you. That's usually what that means, that you're going to get free work. Such a grody thing that companies do. And I think it should be a company mandate, that if you are going to require any prospective employees to do a challenge, whether it's technical or a design challenge, that they at least get paid for their work. You know what I mean? So I did this challenge. I spent like 40 hours on this challenge. Like a 40-hour work week. Stayed up all night, missed a couple days from the gym. The gym is my only therapy that I have right now because, I'm struggling, right? And I sit with the I guess the coworker that I was supposed to work with, right? And they said that they really liked what I did. Everything looks really good, and I should expect a phone call from the recruiter. The recruiter never called. I even emailed the recruiter, be like, hey, is there like any update you can give me instead of leaving me on red? Didn't say anything. Didn't say anything at all. So I just did all of that work for free. And I think companies can take advantage of doing like these very weird specifics. Like, you need to have a website, you need to have case studies, you need to have 1,000 followers on LinkedIn. You need to be posting consistently on LinkedIn. You need a YouTube channel. You need to do this technical challenge, right? Like, all of these little things. I feel like they are doing all of these little things because they know that they can get away with it, because we are in an employee market, or an employer market, excuse me. I That was a mic drop moment, and I failed to drop the mic. But yeah, we are in an employer market, and they're just getting away with it. And things are really, really bad now. Now would be a good time to get into entrepreneurship. If you're flirting with the idea of entrepreneurship, just go and do it. If you're flirting with the idea of like, I want to be an artist, I want to be a singer, I want to be a crafter, like whatever you want to do, just go and do it. Like, it's getting more and more ridiculous how these companies do not have your best interest at heart. And so, I don't know, I've been trying to like troubleshoot my job search and my skills to see what I need to do to keep myself secure. And, entrepreneurship is looking more and more reasonable. Um, I'm also noticing in the tech space, just like with like younger people, like, so people who, when I say younger, I mean people who are like around my age and younger, the amount of individuals who are selling folks like a pipeline dream about the tech industry only to promote their services, or their boot camp or their courses or their mentorships, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. And the reason why is because these industries are like really tough to get into. I think I came in when it was like a little bubble, right? That was due to burst because, you know, the money wore out, or the worth of, I guess, the US dollar is low. I don't know. I feel like if you are trying to get into any like technical type of role, any corporate role, you never want to listen to the influencer content creator that's trying to sell you a pipeline dream and sell you courses in the process, right? You want to listen to the people, like the seasoned individuals who have been in that industry for like 5, 10, 20 years, who'll literally tell you what it is and what you need to do. A lot of the people who are like, you can make 500K a year working as a cybersecurity engineer, right? A lot of those people who say that they made 500K a year doing that job are actually making the 500K a year on YouTube, selling you the idea that they did that job. And that's the oldest, like, scammiest trick in the book. Like, self-help coaches used to do that stuff, infomercial folks used to do that stuff. Like, the venue just moved, but the strategy's still the same, and it's more accessible, where, you know, regular everyday individuals can go online, start a YouTube channel, and sell you false promises and false dreams and be like, hey, I can teach you how to be a software developer that makes $500,000 a year, right? Like, if you just follow my program that requires you to pay monthly payments of $2,000 a month, and you can be just like me. And they're failing to address that the just like me part requires you to do the same awful scam of selling people courses that they did. I'm not really a fan of people who sell courses unless it's like really like technical skill level courses. You know what I mean? But most information you can find for free. You can. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of people who sell courses, honestly. I think it's a scam. Also not a fan of people who sell mentorships. Um and I'm not really a fan of boot camps anymore. Like, some people need structure. When I first got my full-time job, um you know, I needed structure. I didn't know where to go. But a lot of people, like, you don't really need a boot camp. I wouldn't go there first. I would try to figure things out on your own, which is what I'm learning right now. So that's what's going on in my personal life. And I wanted to end this point about like the tech job market, 14,000 jobs being lost, and this idea that a lot of millennials and Gen Z wrote off of this dream of like, hey, all you got to do is code. All you got to do is learn how to code. Learn how to code, bro. Learn how to code, and you'll be set. If you can learn how to code, you'll be making 250K a year at Facebook, or shooing for a Fang or a manga company, right? And now we're realizing with all the changes and transitions that all those tech people, especially in college, who are like, I'm going to learn how to code, right? Like, they are replaceable. They are replaceable. They are disposable. They are disposed of, you know? And when I was watching the video that Eli, the computer guy, came out with, talking about the layoffs with the 14,000 Amazon workers, um, he compared, he said that growing up, the idea was that if you were a coder, you were somehow better than the people who did trades, the people who did plumbing, electrician, fix cars, coal miners, factory workers, right? And he did like this comparison about like how coal miners and factory workers, in the same way that coders are currently, like, they ended up being displaceable, or replaceable by like machinery and outsourcing. And so I can't help but think like, you know, we swapped the idea of like the coal miner and the factory worker that used to work here in the States as being like, you know, the least respected job or whatever, eventually being outsourced, you know. And we swapped that idea of like, well, what's an honorable job, what's respectable work, right? The truth is technically everything's respectable, right? Like technically, like there's no like bad job really, there's just shitty employers. um but I can't help but think that, like, you know, tech workers are kind of the new coal miners. Like there's a strong parallel. If tech workers are displaceable, especially with all this research and advancements they're doing in, with AI and artificial intelligence, like what makes them no better than the people they used to wag their fingers at, who you know, did custodial janitorial services, who did trades, who were coal miners, factory workers. Like you're basically a cog in a corporation, but in a different font. And it's this whole idea of like value. Are you valuable to the company? Right? Which is why I say you should really like start your own business if you haven't already. Like you should start entrepreneurship. I don't know, like be a, you know, business of one, you know, or have some employees. But if you do have employees, give them health insurance, pay them their worth, please. But like it just doesn't seem worth it to work in corporate America. It seems like there's so many restrictions. A big issue with the job market as well also is that a lot of these recruiters are using ATS friendly scanning softwares, and a lot of them aren't even like, a resume isn't even falling into their hands for them to look at. And these LLMs, AI tools that are used in these ATS friendly softwares are not up to par. They're just not. And like, say you have a bias, right? So if my bias as a recruiter is I don't want anybody whose name is Marvin, all right? But like the resume that has the name Marvin on it might be the most qualified individual and fit right in with the company. You know, it's stuff like that. And then you know, it starts with the name Marvin. Like I don't want any names Marvin, but then it could be as like, you know, problematic as I don't want anybody with the last name Gonzalez, or I don't want anybody with the name, you know, Keon, or like Jaquan. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that. Like so many resumes are getting passed up because of this AI model that is being used with these ATS softwares, that a lot of these companies aren't even looking at resumes. And a lot of these companies are also posting ghost jobs on platforms like LinkedIn and Indeed to look good to their investors. So yeah, it's really bad. I'm still applying to jobs. It's tough, but hey, if you're an entrepreneur, at at worst, work is slower for you. But at best, you're always making money. To have a job, like a full-time job, and then it be ripped out of your hands because, you know, they let go the whole company, they're restructuring the whole company, they're reorganizing the whole company, and going from I had a steady paycheck to how am I going to pay rent? And it's not like what they used to do like some 10-15 years ago where they'd give you like juicy severance, right? They don't give you juicy severance anymore. Where you can like stay afloat for the next 3 to 4 months to figure things out. I think 1 year my severance, like in 2023, my severance was like half a paycheck. And this severance from my last job was like 2 paychecks, which is not enough. Like, it's still money, right? And I'm grateful for it. But like in this economy, and if I did not have support and I had to pay bills, I would have been on my ass. And then unemployment doesn't get extended. You only have like 13 weeks on unemployment. Yeah, things are really difficult. And I don't know. It just feels like America hasn't really set things in place for the generations ahead of them to succeed. And there's only so much adapting and rebranding and career switching and career changing that people are going to do, that people have to do, until we got to look at like things for what they are, you know? Shit's hard. Shit's hard. And honestly, people should not have to adapt so much. Like, I don't know, call me entitled. Call me a spoiled brat. I don't care. People like college graduates straight out of college should be guaranteed an entry level position that in the next 5 years can give them some sort of security in a company. And therefore, college graduates and adults transitioning into a new career should not be at fear of maybe in like the next 4 to 5 years feeling like they have to constantly pivot to the next hot and trending thing, the next thing that's in demand in order to have some semblance of security, while also working 5 to 6 jobs at a time. Your 9 to 5 should be enough to cover your bills so that you don't have to go do Instacart or Uber on the weekends. Like, there's not enough pivoting that you can do to address that. Like, everyone's like, oh, you need to pivot into trades. You need to pivot into trades. You need to be an electrician. You need to be a plumber. That's where it's hot. Trades. Okay. Trades wears and tears your body. And so, do you really want to put yourself at risk for wearing and tearing your body down? Like, people don't like discuss these caveats of like, are we like, is it feasible for you to even do that job? You know what I mean? Another example is like, oh well, healthcare. Nurses will never be replaced. Nurses will never be displaced. I love going on nurse YouTube. I like going on nurse YouTube. When I was on TikTok, I love to go on Nurse Talk because those nurses will let you have it. Not everyone should be a nurse, okay? Not everyone should be a nurse. Not everyone needs to be in healthcare. Yes, you will always have a job, but those jobs are very hard, very difficult, very strenuous, emotionally draining. Like, you see what I mean? You shouldn't constantly keep telling people that they have to pivot because not everyone is built for the job that you want them to pivot to. Like, you tell that person, oh, you need to pivot into nursing because you'll always have a job. They pivot into nursing, and then all of a sudden, they're a new grad nurse, and they end up getting charged for manslaughter. True story, actually. A new grad nurse ended up getting charged for manslaughter because they lost track of their patient, and their patient was found not breathing outside of the facility. Stop telling people to pivot and address the situation for what it is. Like, shit is hard. Okay? Shit is really hard right now. And these companies aren't making it any easier. Personally, I hope that AI, like the AI boom or bubble, does burst and it humbles a lot of people who thought they could make a lot of money from it. I learned that Elon Musk's Grok is apparently making like not safe for work images of women and children. Allegedly, I'll say allegedly. And even made a not safe for work image of his latest baby mother, I think Ashley Sinclair, and she's taking that to court. And nobody is checking, nobody's regulating Grok at all. Nobody's doing that. So we're just letting child porn run rampant. I don't know, like, we need to call things for what they are. We need to clock these big companies. We need to clock these execs and these CEOs, and we need to have a conversation about, hey, this isn't it. Like y'all got to spread the wealth or something. That's why everyone was on Luigi Magelloni's, the person who unalived the United Healthcare CEO. That's why everybody was on his side, because we were like, no, these insurance companies are they're on one. They're taking our money and they're not giving us services. So everyone was like, oops, oh well. But anyway, yeah, job market is terrifying. It's terrifying. It's upsetting. I still remember when my boss told me literally to get my shit together right after I got laid off, like I think a month or so after I got laid off from my job, and I was talking about how I was struggling. Meanwhile, she gets to keep her job. Oh, oh. And it wasn't until another employee, see, this is okay. It wasn't until another employee under her, like directly under her, like a manager, pulled her aside and was like, okay, so you get to keep your job. I don't. That she kind of had a change of heart. And she was like, oh, well, I just want you to take the day off. Oh, I just want you to take the day off. I just want you to, I'm so sorry. I didn't understand. I'm like, and so this is why I say that not everyone can be a good leader. There are people who are good teachers, there are people who are good workers, and there are people who are good leaders, and not a lot of people can be all three. Because, like, what do you mean get your shit together right after you lost your job a month ago? What do you mean? What do you mean? Anyway, let's move on to the next fleeting topic. Okay, so Pat Mcgrath, y'all. Pat Mcgrath. I don't know if you guys know who Pat Mcgrath is. I don't know where my audience is on like makeup beauty content. I've been watching a lot of beauty content creators lately. I kind of want to start collecting makeup again because that's something I want to do. So when I get employed, that's probably the next move, is just collecting makeup. I don't know if I'm going to be like a beauty guru content creator, because I don't know. I feel like 2020, between the years of like 2015 and 2020, 2022, I'll give it, no, 2021, I'll give it, right? So 2015 to 2021, the beauty community was doing way too much. Oh, happy Black History Month. Yeah, it is Black History Month, y'all. I forgot. Yes. Happy Black History Month. We black. When I used to cosplay, there was a thing Black cosplayers would do, which was 28 days of Black cosplay during February, and we would feature Black cosplayers. Thanks, Cole. I appreciate it. And that was always like a nice little community thing that I remember and I miss when I was cosplaying. So, but outside of cosplay, it is Black History Month. And to talk about Black History Month, I want to talk about Pat Mcgrath, because she is a makeup artist who is well known for her makeup brand. Let me see if I can pull up an article. But she's known for her makeup brand, Pat Mcgrath Labs. Let me see. Oh my God, they wiped the internet clean about what's going on with Pat Mcgrath. So Pat Mcgrath has been known to make like high-end makeup, and like throughout the 2015, the 2010s, and the 2016, throughout throughout the 2010s and into the early 2020s, I would say that Pat Mcgrath was very much so known to be the like it girl makeup brand. And it almost felt like, let me pull up the website too real quickly. It felt like if you bought her products, I don't know, to me from the outside looking in, it felt like if you bought her products, you had money. Like you were that girl. You were a rich bitch. You were a rich bitch. And I'll explain why real quickly. Oh my God, the website looks so different. What's going on with the website? Oh my God. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so what was Mothership 5? Was it Bronze Seduction? Utopian Dream. Okay, look at the one swatch is like 100. Yeah, cool. That's why. Okay, that's why I'm saying that if you coming soon, Mothership 7. Okay, let's do Divine Rose 2. Can I click on it? What is this CTA button? What's going on with this website? Okay. So I'm gonna show you why like this company is like rich bitch coded, okay? Because first of all, the price is $128. Y'all are paying $128 for a 10 pan eyeshadow palette. And so anytime I saw somebody with a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette, immediately my mind went to, oh, this bitch got money. Because who, like, realistically, respectfully, who is paying $128 for an eyeshadow palette? Like, come on. And the reason why it's like so costly, or more of like a luxurious brand price point is because these formulas are really, really good. And if you were around in 2015 to early 2020 YouTube, when beauty guru drama was like all the rage, right? And people like made a killing. Ooh, can't say that word, but people were making a living off of just talking about beauty makeup brands and what beauty makeup brands need to do better and what beauty makeup brands need to stop doing, right? Pat McGrath always had very nice things being said by these makeup beauty guru content creators. Like everybody always said that Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes were super pigmented, the formula was really good, that this palette challenged you as a creative. Like Pat McGrath was a big deal, okay? It was a big effing deal, all right? And it's just so crazy because this makeup brand was so huge that during like the Kylie Jenner Kylie Cosmetics era, Pat McGrath and they said that the Kylie Cosmetics was net worth was like $1 billion, which made Kylie Jenner a billionaire, which we later found out was actually a lie. I don't think its net worth was $1 billion. They just needed it to look good on I don't know, the investor, that investor magazine. I forgot the name of it. But Pat McGrath Labs, it had came out around that time. I remember that this makeup brand was worth $1 billion. Like that came out of in 2015. I guess to kind of, I don't know if it was to like, trump what Kylie Jenner's success, but I think it was more so to promote like, this like Black excellence aspect of the makeup space and the beauty community space and the beauty guru space and the beauty industry, because we don't get a lot of that, right? Outside of Pat McGrath Labs, we have Danessa Myricks, and Danessa Myricks is killing it. So it was really nice to see this makeup brand, this luxury makeup brand, do phenomenally well. And so I thought, like, the girls were actually spending money on $128 eyeshadow palettes. I to this day still want this eyeshadow palette. Like, I want a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette because I feel like it's an indicator to show that I made it, damn it. That I have enough money to spend on this eyeshadow palette. $128 to spend on a 10 pan high quality eyeshadow palette, but I could never bring myself to rationalize the price point. I could never, ever, ever. And that's just me and my budget, right? I come from a scarcity mindset, so don't mind me. Maybe one day I will be able to try it. But Pat McGrath is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and that just makes me so sad. That makes me so, so sad. And I've been hearing a lot of discourse about it. I've been hearing some people who have the whole narrative of well, this is what happens with Black owned businesses. They don't really, know how to treat their clients right. Why would those eyeshadow palettes be so expensive anyway? Want, want, want. And then I'm also hearing people who have very based takes. Like, you can understand that they have a good knowledge of how the makeup industry works, how marketing and branding works, and what went wrong with Pat McGrath. Like, very unbiased, neutral take of why things are the way they are. But and usually those people who are very unbiased about Pat McGrath, I watched this lovely content creator. I forgot her name, but I liked her video. I might attach it to the end of this video, end of the stream. But she basically said that there were a lot of little things building up, but I think one of the biggest ones probably was because Pat McGrath took a step down from her company to go work with Louis Vuitton's makeup brand, which is something I also didn't know about. So let's look into that. Louis Vuitton, Pat McGrath collaboration. I did, yeah, and see this here? 260, 160. You thought Mothership 8, Divine Rose 2, worth $128 was too much for some 10-pan eyeshadow shades? No. Because this shit right here is gonna run you about $260, $300, because it's a luxury makeup brand, Oh my God. Unpopular opinion. I feel like fashion brands should not take a stab at makeup. I don't. I think Estee Lauder, Estee Lauder was always a makeup brand. I just wanted to talk about Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder has really good makeup products. They have really good makeup products. And from what I remember, they were doing the inclusive foundation shades before Rihanna made it cool. A lot of makeup brands are doing it before Rihanna made it cool. But yeah, Miss Mamas was working with Louis Vuitton and doing their makeup branding and designing. You know what I mean? And so she took a step back from Pat McGrath Labs. I think there was a new CEO in. And then there was a lot of insider corporate drama, I guess. But that's kind of why that could be alluding to why the brand might have fell off a little bit. But it's still very, very sad to see such a prominent makeup brand file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It's sad because I like seeing a Black woman start a business that had a sense of luxury to it, and I'm not really into the Black girl luxury type of aesthetic. I do think it's classist, but I am here for the quality. If the quality is good enough to rationalize the price point, then why not invest the money? I am here for investments. I am here for certain products and certain things making you feel luxurious, making you feel, wealthy, rich bitch. I am here for that a little bit. I'm not here for the Black girl and luxury aesthetic, and that's for my own reasons. I think it's a little classist. But treating yourself to a Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2 palette, hell yeah, or maybe you have it like that and you want to buy all the Mothership palettes. But it's just really unfortunate to see this company file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. But that does not mean that the business is out of they're officially out of business, right? That's not what that means. It just means that they might have to do some restructuring, put their ducks in a row to figure things out. You know what I was just thinking about? So before I jump to my next topic, but I think this palette was really popular. And I think another reason why Pat McGrath Labs kind of fell off a little bit is because there was a lot of pinks and roses and not a lot of this, which is, from what I understand, a lot of people like this palette. This is a very coveted palette. There was a lot less of that and a lot more of this. A lot of pinks. I like Utopian Dream though. That's pretty. It reminds me of the Kiss Me More music video that Doja Cat did. I like that. But you know what's another brand I was thinking about? Yeezys. Does Yeezy still exist? Is Kanye still doing Yeezys? Can you still buy these products? What is this UI? What does this even mean? Okay, so this means small, medium, large. This is why I don't like these luxury fashion brands. They just be getting away with anything. Adding, okay, and then my cart's over here. What is this? This is musty. And people are looking at this like, oh yeah, hell yeah. You over here paying, how much is this? $40 for a, okay, $40 for a sweatshirt is affordable. How much are the Yeezy slides? $20? Didn't he have like sneakers that were like $100? I don't know, dude. I don't know. But I always wondered like what was going on with Yeezys. I guess this is what's going on with them. I don't know if people are still rocking Yeezys, but I don't know. Last time I heard of Kanye, he made an apology to the Jewish community for saying anti-Semitic comments. I don't think he cares. I think he's about to drop his album, and so he needs to clean up his image so that streams go well. All right. Ooh, I guess I could talk about Miss Onika real quickly. MAGA melts down as Grammy host brutally mocks Trump's biggest asset. Okay. I haven't heard much about the Grammys except that Bad Bunny won Album of the Year. And honestly, hell yeah. I don't listen to a lot of Bad Bunny, but I like his vibe. And I feel like if I was in Puerto Rico, I would listen to him a lot. So I'm happy he won. I can't wait to see him. I'm probably going to see his performance at the Super Bowl. So yeah, Bad Bunny. I'm happy he won. And then I think Kendrick and SZA won something too. Good for them. TDEE is doing really well. And my girl Doechii, she won Best Music Video for Anxiety. And so here's how I feel about Anxiety. That song she made in 2019, and they pushed it and people wanted to hear it. So they pushed it and they, boosted it on the Billboard, boosted the streams. I don't even want to say like boosted, but they just did a lot of promotion with that song. I will say that song really isn't my favorite, but the music video was really, really good. I really wish they boosted Catfish. Catfish is a really good song, or like Nissan Altima. Nissan Altima is that song. Okay, that's that girl on that whole Alligator Bites Never Heals album. I wish they would have pushed Hi, My Name's Doechii with 2 eyes. That's a classic. That, like, if you were on TikTok in the early days, that's a certified hood classic on TikTok. That's a good song. And that whole EP, I wish they would have pushed Oh the Places You'll Go, because that was really good. But Anxiety wasn't that great of a song. But the music video is really good and very ambitious. And so I'm happy that Doechii won like music video of the year. And then I think Tyler, the Creator, won something. Good for him. I like Tyler, the Creator. I think it's funny because Tyler, the Creator, is going through like a reverse Kanye right now, where he's kind of backing down from like the antagonistic, problematic things he used to say. Very like suburban black boy core. If you know, you know. That's been around a lot of white kids. Just trying to fit in. So he's just like, yeah, you can call me the N-word. I don't care. And I guess he's realizing that, like, you have footprints, digital footprints exist. A lot of the stuff you said was problematic and wrong. And he's turning a new leaf, and he's realizing, nah, I don't want to be that person anymore. That's not who I am. But in the meantime, I mean, he's still getting his lashings, and like it is what it is. Like, you were that problematic, cringe, um, edgelord type of humor in the music space and the hip hop space, and so now you kind of have to eat that for a minute. But I'm glad he won something because I really do like Tyler the Creator. I think he's very talented. Okay, Nicki Minaj full on MAGA rant slams Democrats Jay-Z and Trevor Noah's Grammy dig. I don't care what she's slamming because this woman is annoying. But she accepted a green card by Donald Trump, or not a green card, a gold card. I don't know if she paid this man for a gold card or if he just gave it to her, but things are starting to make sense as to why she officially turned like MAGA. Because everyone on the internet was like, well, why would Nicki do this? She's alienating her fan base. And immediately I thought, this woman's doing this for money. She's doing this for money. That's what she's doing it for. She don't got it like that. She don't got money like that. She's not marketable. When has Nicki sold something and it actually make like a monumental impact, like Rihanna level impact? Like, let's Beyonce level impact. And Beyonce don't be selling stuff for real. She don't be selling stuff for real. Don't be selling them well. But like at the very least, like the sacred hair products, they're selling pretty well. Those sacred drops, the girls like those sacred drops. Okay. So like, but like, when has Nicki ever like sold a product that people were like, oh my God, I would totally buy it? Like, oh my God, it's Nicki. Like the more I'm realizing why she's doing the things that she's doing, the more I'm understanding that it all revolves around money at the end of the day. People are saying that she's trying to free her PDF file husband. I don't really know, but what I do know is that her house was about to be foreclosed on in California. And I remember hearing that she owed her label a lot of money, which is why she probably had to do a second leg of her Pink Friday 2 tour. And so now here we are. Like, when you're backed into a corner, you take whoever is gonna give you an olive branch, and I think MAGA did that for her. But her getting a gold card also made me realize, like, oh, she's not a US citizen. Like, that's been out. Like, this woman isn't a US citizen. And so she needed a favor pulled. She needed her green card or her gold card so she could be a US citizen. And so, yeah, she's going to shake hands with Trump. You know what's very interesting, though, because I don't want to spend too much time talking about Nicki, and I would like to play the game. I think stan culture has deluded a lot of people from really separating their faves from the art that they put out, and almost going up for their faves like a sports team would. And I think because of that mindset, we've gotten to the point where we are willing to accept crumbs. Like, prominent artists can now literally shit on the beat, and we're all going to, or their stands are going to like consume it and try to bump it up to number one. I remember when Bigfoot came out as the clapback to Megan Thee Stallion's Hiss, and all the barbs were like, oh, this is amazing, this is genius. Even certain blogs that were on her payroll were like, it's amazing, it's genius, she's so good, she's so clever. And I'm over here like, be so FFR. Be so FFR for like 30 seconds. I think Zach Campbell was the only one who said, girl, this is trash. Zach Campbell could be a little biased, but thank God Zach said so, because I was like, girl, this isn't good. Bigfoot is awful. And if you wanted to do the whole Kanye poopty scoop type of diss track, right, it has to make sense. That's not what Bigfoot did not call for that. It did not call for you to proverbially shit on the beat, right? No, you actually had to clap back with something. You did. And so I noticed that women like Nicki prominent black celebrities, not just Nicki, but like black male celebrities like Diddy, who do problematic things. They pull out the race card when it's convenient. And it makes it harder for people to properly critique them without their swarm of fans coming in and being like, well, you're just trying to take them down. I don't like the attack you're making on a black man. I don't like the attack you're making on a black woman. Well, we know time and time again that even though Nicki Minaj is a black woman, she is not for black women. Every single female rapper that she's worked with, she's given them a hard time. Most of the female rappers she's worked with were predominantly black or black adjacent. And so I was looking at this article post from the photographer for the New York Times who took a photo of Nicki in 2015. And he basically said that he had an awful experience, that she was not very nice, she wasn't kind, none of that. And immediately under the post, there were people using the argument of, well, this seems a little passive aggressive that this white man would wait till now to, crucify Nicki Minaj, right? And I couldn't help but be like, when are y'all going to understand that two things can be true at once and that your fave is just a problematic individual without throwing out anything that'll stick? Like, when are you going to realize that? Yes, do I think that the music industry did try to replace Nicki? Yes, I do. I do think that, right? But also, was like, looking back, was Nicki really like an accommodating person to work with? Hell no. No. I remember the leaked footage of her going back and forth with Mariah Carey. Come on, bro. Like Mariah Carey still gets a seat at the Grammy. She got a whole tribute. Awful tribute by Billy Porter, from Billy Porter at the Grammys. Nicki don't have that. And even then, even when she was talking about how she was snubbed at the Grammys because she did that Roman holiday performance, right? It was like not that it was okay that she got snubbed for that, but the reason why they told her not to do the Roman holiday performance is because Whitney Houston, another legend, had just passed away. She had just passed away, and now would not have been the time to, bring up religious iconography, right? But also at the same time, you can still make the argument. See, again, two things can be true at once. If it were Lady Gaga, they'd probably let that happen. They'd probably let that shit slide. But I also think that there is something to be said in the things that weren't directly said by Nicki. I do think that, she's a difficult person to work with. And I think that the reason why she has put herself backed into a corner now and, is just aligning herself with MAGA and Donald Trump and the Turning Point USA and the whole movement and all that is because time and time again, she has always been the common denominator in all of her beefs. And it's like the Barbs don't want to see it. The Barbs still just want to believe that Nicki is like the one, the only. Even Barbs now who are like, you know what? I'm just going to defend my queen. I'm going to stand by Nicki. I'm going to stand by her. Like, do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself? This woman don't know you. Her audience, her gaggle of gays, her queer fans, you look like an idiot supporting this woman. Like, move on. There's so many new rappers out right now who would welcome y'all with open arms. Move on. I know it hurts. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if something came out about Beyonce, I would be a little devastated. But I'm not attached to Beyonce in the way where I'm blindly supporting her, getting into full-blown stand fights online just for this woman who does not know me, who probably wouldn't like me if we were actually cool like that. Like, I've always been critical of that woman. It's time to move on. you need to give your energy to a new girl. Okay? Like, you need to give your energy to a new girl. Nicki's doing the Kanye West rebrand, and we saw how that worked for him. Nicki's a woman, so it's gonna be even worse for her. And her cultural capital has sunken significantly. I know that the conservatives are using Nicki to get that black vote in, but they don't realize that Nicki isn't like culturally relevant in the way that they think she is. Half of the Barbs done left, girl. They moved on. Like, MAGA is trying so hard to figure out how to get that conservative black vote. So they tried it with Candace. Candace was like, nope, you my boy Charlie gone. I'm gonna go rogue and speak about crazy conspiracy theories. They're trying it with her. And it's like they don't realize that Nicki Minaj is on her way out of the cultural conversation. I don't even know how her album's gonna do, if she's gonna drop an album this year. People said that she might. I think, I don't know, I just feel like, unfortunately, I feel like she's like so far gone that like substance abuse wise, that I don't think that she'll be able to produce like a good album. Like Pink Friday 2 wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Her last good album, I would say, was the Pink Print, where it was like a quality album. And then Queen showed that she could rap, but Pink Print 2 isn't that good. So it's only going to go downhill after that. And it's not going to be pretty. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that real quickly because I feel like I had to double down and say that if you're still a fan of this woman, you need some serious help. Y'all need to move on. See, I think what's happening now with Nicki is that her, like, the fan base, the diehard fan base that would go to her on Twitter and go back and forth with people online, like that bullying thug mentality fan base, girl, half of them done left. The other half looking stupid. Cause like how, like, it should have been like your husband's a pedophile. Like, you celebrate a woman whose husband is a pedophile. Like, that's weird. But no, this is like the nail in the coffin. Like, I feel like that the thug portion of her fan base is gone. Like, they're not even taking her seriously for real. They've moved on. And there's so many other new ladies to listen to. So you don't have to listen to her. But I think, and I've said this too, I think the real problem with women in hip hop is not the women itself. I feel like it comes from the root. The person who made the current landscape of hip hop what it is today. And I do think that is Nicki Minaj. I think the biggest criticism people have with hip hop right now is how Nicki has been moving in the hip hop space. Like, these girls, like, if you want to make the argument that these girls are just duplicating what's already been done, Nicki, then you can make the argument that Nicki has caused a lot of these issues. Because why are we going back and forth with girls you don't like on Twitter? Why aren't you putting it in the music? And when you do put it in the music, why is it like very weird, subtle? Like, I'm thinking about that time with Remy Ma, where she took shots at Remy Ma in the song that she had with Diddy. It was, "You see, silly rabbit, you need to get plaques." Like, that song, right? Like, why are you trying to? Why aren't you just saying what you need to say in the music, covering and addressing what you need to in the music? Why are you going back and forth with people on Twitter to the point where your Twitter beefs are trumping the actual music you come out with? Bigfoot. And now you got all these other hip hop girlies just going back and forth on the internet. No one's putting anything in music anymore. No one's coming out with diss tracks. Everybody has a ghostwriter now. It's not just the women, though. It's not just the women. It's the men too. Drake had ghostwriters for years, right? But it's just like, so nobody like can like drop something immediately and leave, right? It's like you got to prep for it. But it, like, the problem with female hip hop, I feel like, outside of the blatant misogyny, like, can we talk about it? The misogyny and men not being okay with women having autonomy in a space that has told men that they should be at the forefront representing it, right? Nicki is the problem with hip hop. It's because so many people keep comparing Nicki, these new girls to Nicki, knowing that they are in a completely different landscape, a completely different playground where streams are now counting more than hard selling copies because social media has evolved and music, how we consume music has changed, right? And like they're also new, so of course they're not going to do as good as Nicki if you're just like getting your footing on the ground, right? um and people just blindly wanting to follow their faves and not wanting to let go of the past and what their faves were capable of doing back then and no longer are doing now. Like the reason why a lot of y'all critique women in hip hop is just like purely like misogyny. It's like you're picking for straws. Like no girl can get it right. You notice that? No girl can get it right. Like, Cardi B, she was a reality TV star and she promoted city girl culture. The city girls are actual city girls that promote city girl culture. Meg the Stallion, she twerks too much. And all her music sounds the same. The music that gets popular, you haven't listened to most of her discography. Some of her music has a different cadence. Some of her rapping is different. It just doesn't get like radio play, right? Okay. Ice Spice, I understand. Ice Spice, I understand. Saweetie, I also understand too. But Saweetie's cute and she's nice, so I like Saweetie. She seems like a genuine person. Who's another girl? Who's another girl in the hip hop space? So Doja Cat. Doja Cat isn't hip hop. That's the argument. And I think the only reason why people don't see Doja Cat as hip hop is because culturally she does not identify with hip hop as much as she identifies with pop music. Okay, sure, whatever. But it seems like no girl could ever get it right. And it's all this like nitpicky, though you're not going to address that Cardi B is a tastemaker. She has been setting the culture up. She's always riding the waves and it makes sense. Megan Thee Stallion has charisma and she's marketable. I just saw her on a Dunkin' Donuts campaign. Saweetie's also marketable. She should stick to influencing. And Doja Cat makes good music, right? And then Doechii is when I had to throw in the towel because like she's an industry plant. What? Like your faves, like even if they're paying for her to have certain spots on playlists on Spotify, even if they are paying like bot streams, which everybody does, right? Even if that's allegedly happening, that's not any different from like what Drake or Taylor Swift or any of these people have been doing for years. Like, you know what I mean? It's like none of these new girls can catch a break for real. Like y'all are so misogynistic to these girls, and it's not just these the female rappers. It's also in like the music industry in general, like pop music. Y'all are so ruthless to these women. They cannot catch a break. You're basically doing the tabloidism of the early 2000s that these really shitty like News Inquirer and People magazine used to do. The same type of tabloidism that caused Britney Spears to crash out and go and shave her head bald, right? Y'all are doing that shit for free and for pennies. The guy who sold who took the photo of Britney Spears after she came out freshly bald headed, right? He was able to sell that picture for like $5 million. Y'all are literally on TikTok yapping your gum sore about why you don't like Sabrina Carpenter on her knees, how Chappell Roan is problematic because she said she's tired in a podcast, how Tyla is colored and therefore she doesn't deserve space in the Afrobeats conversation, how Doechie's an industry plant, how Megan Thee Stallion's too sexual. Like all of this nonsense, you are yapping your gums for free 99 or at the very low. Like you're not making that much TikTok yapping. Maybe you can cover your rent. Maybe. But I'm just saying, And 2006, 2005, the man who took a picture of Britney Spears, freshly bald headed, he just had to take a picture. He didn't even have to yap. He was able to sell that picture for a couple million to the tabloids. And you're doing this shit for pennies just to cover your red next month. Like, you are doing the job of the National Enquirer. And like, I don't think people realize, because of these like weird, like loophole semantic words that we're using, like we're replacing feminist with women empowerment and girls girl and all of that, that you realize that you're no better than the misogynists that come out, that you don't realize that you're no better than the misogyny that was coming out in the early 2000s. Like, you're literally no better. You're just as bad, except you're doing it for free 99. The whole rap fatigue discourse, that's bigoted. That's racist. Oh my God, there was somebody talking to me, ex-cultists? I didn't even know they were here. There was someone talking to me on Twitch. I'm so sorry. Hi, welcome to the stream. Whoa, haven't seen you since the Reddit story stream. Hey. I don't know if they're still here. I don't think so. I got one viewer. Oh my God. On Twitch. I got one viewer on Twitch. It's okay though. It's okay. I'm gonna still play. All right, so we're gonna do subtitles on. We're gonna play Dispatch. I'm gonna play for like an hour. Yeah, I'm gonna play for like, okay, no, I lied. I'm gonna play for like 42 minutes. And then I'm gonna go. I gotta make some bread. This is how the subtitles will appear. No. Subtitle color per character, white per character. I don't know. I don't like the color per character. It's weird. Okay, background. I think I can see it a lot better with this. Okay, background opacity. Okay, cool. I didn't know that someone from Critical Role made this game. I'm just here for Melova. Is that how you say her name? Yeah, please turn. Yeah, no. We can't have that here. No, turn on. This is good. This is good. This is good for like the streamers who are worried about if their content is going to get like striked. Turn on to replace licensed music. Yeah, sure. I think I can keep the profanity. Yeah, but because I remember what Corey X Kenshin, he was dealing with this. Like he got his video striked because there was something inappropriate in the game he was playing, but like Markiplier. Yeah, interactive, please. Markiplier didn't play the exact same game and he didn't get striked, so that's good. Okay, let's play the game. I'm excited. This is like superhero product management. Oh my God. HR management for superheroes.
Obviously, I love him. He's my dad. What does that mean? Just say what you want to say.
It's just when you add obviously, it feels a little less obvious. So I'll ask again. How do you really feel about your father? It's as if maybe it's a little more complicated than you feel comfortable admitting, which is completely understandable.
Didn't really know him well. Wasn't around much.
Well, you're going to see him even less now because he's dead.
Just so sensitive. Listen, if I didn't love him, we wouldn't be here, right?
We don't have to get into it.
Nope, we're in it now. Why would I be trying to find the man who killed him if I didn't love him? Why would I be doing any of this? Shit. My nose is bleeding. Thought I was getting emotionally snotty.
No, it's probably from when I kicked you in the face.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. So, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hang you off the side of this building, and you're gonna tell me where Shroud is, or I'm going to drop you to your death.
Come on, I thought we were having a breakthrough.
Hey, we did. You know, for being a real piece of shit, you're pretty easy to talk to, but the only breakthrough I need right now is the location of Shroud.
I'm not telling you shit, you fucking loser!
See, this is more like how I thought this would be.
I hope Shroud kills you just like he killed your father. I hope he fucking spanks your little daddy issue bitch ass to death. You hear me? Oh. Are we outside?
Windy up here tonight, huh?
Why are we outside?
No telling where you'll
It smells like outside smells. Wait!
use your inside voice and just tell me where Shroud is.
Okay. Steel mill, the Welland Steelworks, okay? Fuck!
You sure about that?
Yes, please, that's all I know.
Stop screaming, goddamn. Hey. Fuck down.
Ah!
Sir, if you want something to scream about, I'll give you something to scream about.
You piece of shit!
Hey, I ruined a perfectly good mattress to make sure you didn't die, okay? You're welcome.
Ooh. Oh, wait. What a nice little game. Ooh, I like this. Whoa. I like this. I like this game. Oh.
Here!
Oh, my earring. Oh shit. We're without an earring. Sorry, y'all. One second. I've been having a hard time with this earring all night. Okay. Oh wait, what am I doing?
Time to finish this.
Input code to activate. Okay. Whee! I like how easy this is.
Nailed it.
Okay. Down, up, down. Down, up, down.
All right, next one.
What? Oh, wait. How do I...
Fuck yeah. Just one more.
I like the music. Oh. Oh. Okay, wait a minute. Up, down. Okay, yay. All right, here I go. I feel like this is gonna get harder as we go.
All right, got it.
Okay. Location data extracted. Where are we? Is he trying to get Shroud?
Hey, can I get a copy of that video when we're through here? Because it's over, Shroud. And it would be nice to watch that back at a different angle.
Oh no, it's over, Shroud. Oh, it's build up face to face with your father's killer, and you come in here with that lame shit.
Ugh. Where the fuck is Shroud?
He'll be here in a bit. Oh, hey, after our conversation, I asked him about your dad. One little tidbit, he was very well hydrated. Turns out right after Shroud shot him in the chest, your dad pissed his pants.
Oh,
You didn't know
hey.
that, huh? So after that bullet tore through his insides, he still had enough time to know how absolutely fucked he was and just pissed himself like a little bitch. It was like so much piss. 'Cause your dad was wearing shorts, so
Hey.
it just kept.
I get it.
Oh, wait, he has a robot? My man says a Gundam? Nice. His robot just comes anytime? Did his dad have a robot? Or a mecha? Did his dad have a mecha?
A good mattress to break her fall.
I assume that cum stain thing was already in the dumpster.
Can we just skip to the part where you reveal your shit superpower so we can fight for real?
Ooh, slimy. Oh, whoa.
Cool dick. So you got some kind of clever supervillain name?
You can call me toxic.
Bro, that works on so many levels for you.
Yeah, no shit. That's the point.
Whoa, whoa.
Shroud's augments are pretty good when normies like you use them. When you put powers, fucking chef's kiss.
Okay. I kind of want to see his like slimy dick a little bit. I do. Too bad I can't though. I can't. No, not here. Not on YouTube. YouTube's not gonna let me. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That was fast.
Cheers.
Okay. This is a really nice fight scene. Oh no! Oh no, what happened? Oh no. Is he not gonna make it? I'll just switch to YouTube since the Twitch chat isn't very visible. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not visible here either. Sorry. I'm still trying to figure out how to make my chat visible. And I'm also like multi-streaming, so sometimes I don't see what's on Twitch. I just go to YouTube and look there. No, his power level is insufficient, and that shroud. It's okay. I can see it like on the top, right? If I once my eyes, but I think this is easier. Okay, cool.
40%, but the boss man says you're down to 28, and he is not wrong about that thing. Good news, buddy. Trump says he just wants the Astro Pulse, which we all know isn't really yours anyway.
Oh, you can see him. Shroud's character design is really cool. Yeah, yeah, his character design looks dope. System check.
For second hitting shields. Then tell me how many seconds I need to divert astral pulse energy to rocket boosters.
Oh hey, boss man says if you're planning on diverting pulse power to the boosters, it won't work. This is a limited time offer, dude. What's up? You were so fucking.
You're bluffing.
Hey, Matt Blaster, I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm just the messenger here.
I do too. I wonder what he knows too.
Come on.
They don't seem phased. Shroud seems annoyed.
Status.
Yeah. Something's up. A bomb. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This game looks a little bit like Invincible to me. Would you guys agree? I think it does. I don't think so. No. But I think he's in retirement.
It was just over 4 months ago that images like this were recorded across the Southland. Videos flooded social media and our newsroom, showing what many thought to be the death of Mcgrath. Again. For nearly 50 years, a Mecha Man has protected Los Angeles. Built by an ordinary civilian with no superpowers.
Yeah. You should see Invincible. It's really good. I love Invincible.
3 generations of pilots, their identities kept secret, have given everything to protect this community, including their lives. After the tragic passing of Prime, the next Mecha Man, known as Astro, teamed up with a star-studded superhero group known as the Brave Brigade, leading to an unprecedented period of peace in the Southland. After years of loyal service, tragedy struck again, when Shroud, a former Brave Brigade member turned villain, killed the pilot of Mecha Man in cold blood.
Oh my god.
But yet again, as hope was lost, a third generation of Mecha Man emerged. A Mecha Man for the modern era. A bulwark against organized crime in the greater Los Angeles area.
I like that this is located in Los Angeles.
Earlier
We need like superhero content, like media located in Atlanta. What would that look like? That would be hilarious. Oh my god.
There's been a lot of speculation
Like,
about
like imagine a superhero fight on the MARTA bus. Oh my god, on the MARTA train.
who has been damaged beyond
What?
repair, so stepping back from superhero work, effective immediately.
Does this mean you're finished?
That's for Mecha Man. Does this mean your career is over?
One at a time, please.
Ashley Rhinesh, San Pedro Daily, do you have anything to say to your fans? The public outpouring, the vigils, a lot of them were worried you wouldn't wake up.
I suppose I want them to know I did my best. I worked as long as I could, as hard as I could, and that's all anyone can do. Next question.
See, like his costume is blue and yellow.
Does this mean you're retiring? as
Mark's
Mecha Man?
costume's blue and
Word on the
yellow.
street is you're donezo.
Are you 100 years old? Why are you talking like that?
Answer the question, buddy boy. Are you retiring? My readers need the skinny, and I aim to deliver. Let's get it on the record.
Look, I'm not retiring. Not yet, at least.
Any idea what you can do without the Mecha Man suit?
Not yet. All right, just one more, please. I got to get back to just one more. Preferably someone from the Century.
Charles Kingsley, South Bay Signal. So, Shroud kills your father, goes to jail 15 years.
Is that guy a
breaks out
self-insert
and
character? Why is he
immediately
talking
goes
like
to
that?
track, where he destroys the Mecha Man suit and puts you in a coma for months.
I didn't hear a question there.
Two-parter. First, why didn't Shroud kill you? You haven't been conscious for months. It'd be easy money taking you out.
Shroud wanted the Astral Pulse and Mecha Man gone. He got both. I'm not sure I mattered much.
Right, you're unimportant. Which leads me to my next question. Most heroes avenge their family. You did the opposite. You killed their legacy. How disappointed would your dad be if he were here right now? Your father, your grandfather, they must be
Volatile.
in their graves.
Up next.
Do I want to sue? Of course, but there's two issues there. He clearly has.
I'm gonna go the angry white boy route.
Asked.
I'm gonna just make it very aggro.
Did explain why after the first 3 or 4 minutes, no one was stepping in. Yes, I was disappointed with the chance.
Hey, assholes. Yeah, all you assholes. I was fucking watching that.
Who you calling assholes, asshole?
I'll handle this idiot. Keep loading. We're out of here in 30. And who the fuck are you?
You don't know fucking hobo ranger? Who the fuck are you?
Honestly, I'm not sure anymore.
Right, well that feels heavy. But I don't know you, so I don't give a fuck.
Whatever the case, I'm enough to deal with a pack of fucking Skittles idiots like you.
Damn it. Look, you're hurt. You're not thinking straight. You don't want to fight someone who knows which hand every punch is coming from.
What the?
Queen. Who is this diva? Who was this diva? Who is she?
That guy I threw, he landed on the roof, right? Ew. Hi, I'm Blomblitzer. I work over at Superhero Dispatch Network.
Hey, yeah. I know who you are. You're like famous.
Goat.
I don't know about that. I'm just a corporate hero for hire. You're the real deal. You're the famous one.
Right. I don't think infamous is the same as famous, but.
Oh God, your arm.
Oh, yeah. That's gross.
You look like some kind of mime DJ. Let me see it. I'll help you. Usually dislocates the.
No offense, but I'd prefer a medical professional to.
Oh wow, look at her body.
Oh.
The body's T. Look at those arm.
Okay.
Look at those arm muscles. Body is T for real. Oh my god.
What makes you say that?
Okay, so when is my wife coming? Is this where I see my wife?
You know what, baby?
Oh. I know.
Like different colored dicks.
She looks so strong. Yes.
Sorry.
I actually didn't know what I meant, but you know what? It should have been that.
I'm a little buzzed. I don't really make jokes like that. I think this is rubbing off on me.
Who?
Someone I work with. It's.
Her body is so T. Yeah.
I can't tell which one of us had a rough day.
Oh, no. I had a great day. Well, that's not totally true. Oh, you're joking. Sorry. It's fine. Don't worry about keeping up. Something to do with the powers. It takes a lot for me to feel anything.
Oh no, is she an alcoholic? I hope she's not an alcoholic.
More credit to do what you did for us.
Not a blonde blazer girl, no.
So, what do you call this?
I can fix that one for you too.
No thanks, I like this one.
Thank you. So, how did you afford all that? You must have spent hundreds of thousands.
Millions. So you'll understand when the check comes.
You're serious? Millions.
Yeah, I basically burned through my entire inheritance, keeping it going.
Wow.
The last couple of years, just been duct tape and sheer determination.
Why did you do it?
Do what?
Sacrifice everything to be a superhero to the point of financial.
You would?
I was gonna say hardship, but ruin was the first word that came to mind, yeah. You must be completely broke at this point.
In retrospect, I don't really know.
Now that's a sad sentence.
Yes, it is.
Look at her arms. They're so
So,
yeah.
are you
She's so strong.
thinking about
She's so strong.
Yeah, I should probably switch into water.
Good, because I was hoping after some drinks to loosen you up, I could learn a little more about you. And if all that went well, I'll present you with a proposition.
A proposition?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if this is a fit or not, you know? Then it's just a matter of picking the right moment.
Well, propositions late at night in a bar can go any number of ways.
That's actually water.
Ah, this is like pure alcohol.
It's not like alcohol, it is alcohol. I know because you spit it directly into my open mouth. That's water. That, see? That is ice. And
You drink hard liquor from a pint glass?
Oh my god.
I usually just drink it straight from the bottle, but I thought that would be.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna go clean up.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I will be right back.
Wait, is that her leotard? Is she wearing a leotard? Ooh, she is so fine.
Hey, talking to you, bitch.
Who are you?
I just so you know, I only turned around because someone yelled, not because I'm a bitch or anything.
Don't you watch the news? This is a superhero bar.
Oh, wow. Are you a superhero? That's so cool. Is this your power? You're like, tell people obvious shit guy?
Well, you're really going to act like you don't remember me.
Wait, it's coming back to me. Hold on. Yeah, it's coming back. You know what? You are Mr. Wet Ponytail. Your superpower is then obviously your ponytail, which, aside from being disgusting, has the ability to never not be wet. In battle, you whip it around, and anyone it touches fucking kills himself.
You good?
Oh my god, is that true? She's cute too. Who's the baddie in the back? Who is that in the back?
I can throw the fire.
Who is that in the back?
My skin does not burn. I am flambe. And you.
Wait, oh shit, I do remember you.
He looks like Salt Bae.
When I busted up.
Not anymore, like a dick, as I literally just said. I am a real superhero. You are not like a man anymore.
Oh my god.
You need to get the fuck out of here.
Chaos. Chaos this whole game.
Easy.
Sorry. Which way was that?
No, Punch Up. You're literally fanning the flames right now.
Shit, yeah, you're right. Anybody got a rug? You gotta drop and roll, lad.
Who is she? She's a
burn.
bad bitch.
Some people become scared before they even know they're hurt. Like babies.
Oh, I would cosplay her. She just looks so bad. Oh my god. Who is she?
Mecha dick. Get the fuck out of here.
I get it. Can you just tell Blazer I'm outside? Axe, leave it.
I guess his hair isn't immune. Yeah, obviously not. If you splash alcohol on him.
Hey, I couldn't find you.
It's cool. I was just admiring the art in this dumpster. Can't tell why anyone would put those.
Are they
words
gonna sleep together?
Why are you holding drinks?
Nightcap?
You're in trouble.
Actually, according to the bartender, that's exactly what you are. What happened in there? I walk out and the bartender's pissed. The whole energy is awkward. And why'd it smell like burnt hair?
I got a little fired up with the guy. Ran off before anything happened, so.
Oh, you got fired up.
Yeah. Does that not sound convincing enough?
Well, at least I know a place.
Please don't.
It's a little out there.
Yeah, I
Easy
had to
to
put the nudity filter on because yeah, I'm on YouTube and I'm on Twitch. I'm not trying to run that risk. But maybe if I play this again, it'll be uncensored. Oh, is this LA? Is this what LA looks like? I've never been, so. This is like, okay, hold on. Can I hit escape? This is like, oh, this is like a nerdy gamer dude's dream to have like some muscle mommy like be super into you. Like, I know, I feel like that my prediction for this game is that while Mecha Man isn't like tactically strong, he's like smart and clever, and that's why the girls are into him. But I don't know. This feels like an ideal dream for any like gamer dude who has a hard on and wants like a harem of women, you know? I don't know. That's just my opinion. Because okay, let's be real here. Blonde Blazer could have anybody she wants. And I think realistically, I don't think Blonde Blazer would be passing or giving Mecha Man a second pass. I just don't. Like, she's too much of a baddie.
I actually thought you were taking us to sit on it.
Hmm? Oh yeah, that would have been cool. And yeah, this is better because you can see it, and it looks like there's a couple up there already. So
I really appreciate you coming to my rescue back there. I still think I could have handled it, but all I'm trying to say is thanks. I should have just said that, but yeah, I'm still talking.
Don't you worry about it, Robert Robertson.
How do you know my name?
Oops.
What's going on?
Okay, I'll tell you. But only after you tell me how you ended up with a name like that.
Oh,
Yes, it is my dream to have a tall muscle mommy flying me around. See what I mean? Hey, it's my dream too. It's my dream too, girl. I get it. I get it. I get it.
And then me, Robert, because I wanted to be taken seriously.
Family tradition.
In more ways than one. Gramps was the first Mecha man. He died in the suit before I was born. Dad was killed fighting Shroud. That's when I took over. There was a little inheritance and the life insurance money.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
Just your run-of-the-mill sad superhero origin story. The family tradition.
That's so sad.
There is one. Just dying in that suit.
Okay.
Which I guess I don't have.
I really like when different types of superhero media covers like certain themes. And I like, just like in Invincible, they cover like the legacy and are you going to be perform the duties that the people ahead of you, the generation before you requires from you, or what it had expected from you, or are you going to do a different route? Are you going to do something differently? Like in Invincible, Mark doesn't want to be like his dad, but then throughout the show you see that he does little things, volatile things that make him end up like his dad, but he still wants to save planet Earth even though Omni-Man wants to destroy it, his dad Omni-Man. And then in this his father's passed away, but he feels like he has like this, you know, legacy that he has to carry on even though he knows he can't really afford to do so. Which also leads me to the question of how do these superheroes get paid? Like, where's the money? Like, if you're an indie superhero, contract for hire, but you're not behind a corporation, like, do you make less money or do you make more money? Are you like an entrepreneur? I also like the logistics of superhero media as well. Like, The Boys has a very like specific way of how they world build the system that puts the superheroes in place. And then you have Invincible that does the same thing, where it's not just the superheroes at the front, there's also all the logistics behind it and what is keeping these superheroes surviving and consistent, right? And then you also have this in Dispatch as well. My Hero Academia, I think it has a little bit of that. I think it's a little bit more lighthearted, but I don't know. Okay, quick story time and then we'll get to the game. My very first comic that I read as a kid, like 11 years old, was Watchmen, and I was obsessed with that comic. I think I still own it. I think I own it. I think it's in my room. If I don't, I'm probably going to buy it again. And what I really liked about the comic is that up until that point, I didn't know that superheroes could be gritty and raw and intense, and that the bad guys can lose and that stakes can be that high. And it wasn't until I read that comic that it kind of changed the way I looked at superhero media. And I've always had like such an appreciation for superhero media that's willing to go there and really like unpack themes such as like generational tragedy, living up to your legacy, and the systems put in place to have these superheroes do the things that they do and why. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I'm going to go back to playing the game.
What is it?
Okay, sorry about that.
I'm not quite drunk enough to share my origin story just yet.
What if she was made in a test tube like Homelander?
I'll tell you someday.
Definitely.
What if she was made in a cage? What if she's an alien? It's usually the ones that look like Blonde Blazer and Homelander that are usually made in like tubes.
We can work with this.
You know what I mean? Nah, man, we're gonna go all in. We're gonna mac on all the ladies. We're gonna play Aggie, Angry White Boy, and mac on all the girls.
No, this. I'm sorry if I gave the wrong impression.
Oh no,
It's my fault.
I'm so sorry. I totally misread that.
You didn't. I mean, you didn't. But I definitely. The way I went about things tonight, I'm sorry. It was all a little loose, a little unprofessional.
Unprofessional? I'm not sure that applies to this.
I'm actually here on official business. How I know your name, the proposition I mentioned right before you spit in my mouth.
Still mortified about
Ugh.
that.
It's fine. Do you remember a superhero named Trackstar?
Remember, of course. He's like family that I haven't talked to in a while. What about him?
I work with him at SDN. He recommended you. Mentioned that he worked with your father.
Yeah, he was the youngest member of the Brave Brigade, so he was kind of my babysitter for a while. How's he doing?
He's doing great. He's why I'm here. Robert, I would like to make you an offer. In exchange for dispatching and mentoring some of our rookie heroes, SDN can make you Mecha Man again. But this time with all the resources that a company as big as ours has at their disposal. No
I wouldn't do it, bro.
For repairs.
I wouldn't do it.
Support staff, the whole shebang.
My suit was totally destroyed.
That's how they get
I
you.
saw the report, studied the footage. It's not totally destroyed, just mostly. It's a big investment. It'll take considerable time and money to get the suit repaired and the missing pieces replaced. Plenty of time to learn how to dispatch and level up some of the heroes on our roster. Your experience, your work ethic, your perspective, it's all invaluable. Share it, Robert. You have a lot left to give.
So when do we get started?
Oh, I didn't want to say that, actually.
Dispatcher?
I wanted to push back.
What's that even mean?
Oh, right. I'm supposed to test you at the bar. Here.
The drunk people shouldn't be throwing things at drunk people.
Noted.
Am I waiting or are you waiting? What's going
It
on?
was supposed to open up when I threw it to you. Well, okay, there. Pop it on. This is part of the assessment. And don't move too much in there. You're sitting on the edge of the billboard.
Greetings and welcome to this training simulation. We may be superheroes, but we're nothing without SDN's real hero, the Dispatcher. So, Dispatcher, where do we start?
Okay. And with that, I'm going to end things here because it's almost the 2-hour mark, like in 50 seconds. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for watching my stream today. Thanks for all of you who have came in. We are going to be more consistent. I'm going to make an effort. I don't got anything else going on outside of applying to all these damn jobs. So I'm probably going to be here again on Thursday. I have a game that I really want to play. I like this game. It's fun. I like where it's going. And then on Sunday, we're going to do, okay, we're going to try and do Reddit Story Sundays. Okay. I know I've been skipping out these past couple of weeks, but we're going to try it this time. All right. We're going to build some structure. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming to my stream. I really appreciate every single one of you. And I appreciate that some of y'all will be willing to listen to my rants and contribute to the conversation. I will see you guys on Thursday. Yeah, I'll see you on Thursday. Okay. Bye, everyone.